Welcome back, guys. So we are discussing about the need for optimization, IP in our IoT. So how we can optimize the IP. So these are the three possibilities we discussed according to the IoT nodes. So that is, the devices may be constrained based on the resources. The devices may be having enough power and capacity so that it can easily strip down the IP stack or non-IP stack, or the other possibility based on the classification, so which is having a similar kind of general the power personal computers with respect to individual PCs. It may have all those capabilities, so that, but the restriction is saying that networking capacity and bandwidth, because it maintains less power, less distance. So these are the reasons why we go with the optimization, and the based on the IoT nodes. So where we supposed to concentrate more on the optimization part, and coming to the ALG adaptation part via gateways or other APIs. Moving further, so in early years of the internet, so network bandwidth capacity was restrained due to technical limitations. So if you remember, or maybe your parents or your elder brothers or sisters may have been using the internet once upon a time around 20 years before. Over here, we were using the internet with the 5 kbps speed. So we are given with a dial-up modem. We supposed to dial that particular number given by service provider. Once that server is connected, then we are able to load the home page in the browser, say Google. So it may consume almost 5 minutes when we started with the connection. So that is due to technical things, technical limitations, advancements, coverage, the nature, environment, all those came to picture at that time. And then we had the low speed modem as well, as the second point says, low speed modems for transferring data, so that IP could run over very low bandwidth networks. So these are the possibilities that we had because of network bandwidth issues or other network technical things, limitations, technical limitations as well. So some of the high speed connections, which is not usable by some of the IoT devices for the last mile reasons, because the last node or individual node may be having its own capacity, its own limitation, saying that it may have only less distance can be covered, so that low bandwidth, limited distance, and it may have a regulated transmission of power. So because it makes use of very less power, and network services. So these are the possibility with the previous setup, so that we need to incorporate these things, overcome these things with their IP when we connect with IoT. Continuing further, so when link layer characteristics are not present, the network is constrained. When there is no link between top to bottom or interface, proper interface, gateway, it's not at all supportive, then the network we can say constrained, restricted. So when we say the constrained network, it may have generally high latency, high delay, and there is a chance of huge packet loss by default, as the definition as the line says, right? So when we have high latency by default, there is a delay. If there is a delay, if you are following with the UDP, there is a purely high packet loss. But we have something, there is something like highly stable and fast links can adopt these things. The limitation is with low power consumption and low bandwidth links. So we may have either wireless or wired kind of setup. So it may operate between a few kbps and up to a few hundred kbps. So it may utilize either star topology, mesh topology, and combined network topology, hybrid topology. So based on the proper operations or proper implementations with respect to sensors. So these are the different factors that will affect the optimization part, so that our IoT modules, our IoT devices, individual smart objects may be having this kind of factors as a limitations. On the other side, we may say sometimes it is advantageous also, again based on usage. So these are the factors that should be considered while optimizing IP for IoT. So these are the different versions, IP versions. We had application protocol, cellular provider and technology, serial communication, and IPv6 adaptation layer. So these are the different IP versions that continued with the IP, right? This is what we observe so far. So when we say different IP versions, so based on the history, or based on the history as a perspective, how we can cope up with our IoT based on different versions with our applications. When we say application over here, the IoT application is concerned with, because we may have a last mile overhead, we may have different data flow model, we may have different network like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Zigbee kind of thing. So these are the factors emerge when we try to optimize. So that's why the need of optimization came to picture. So application protocol, when we say IP versions, has the different capability with IPv4 and IPv6. So IP application protocol may have its own choice. Say sometimes SCADA protocols such as DNP3 as IEEE 1815 standard, or Modbus TCP. So these are the some of the standards as an example which is specified in IPv4. But actually, why we stick on this part is there is no known production implementation over IPv6. We are just optimizing it via using some of the additional gateways or layers. But most of the cases, IoT devices are capable of having these different application protocols, because it is as a standard provided by IETF task force, such as for example, we can take HTTP, HTTPS, COAP, MQTT, all those. So we'll see all those protocols in detail in this same module, same discussions contents. Second concern with the IP versions is cellular provider and technology. So with respect to different cellular modems based on the provider, it is dependent on the generation. So when you say generation, it is something like 2G, 3G, 4G, and nowadays 5G in the market. So based on the cellular provider, internet service providers, technology they may use. So based on that, IP versions may vary. On the other hand, IPv4 or IPv6, whatever the service we use, that should be able to implement all these. So that's why we are listing out different things. Say LG or 4G or LTE networks. So data services, most of the data services are IPv6 as a base protocol, depending on the provider. Once again, right now in India we have Reliance Jio, Airtel, Idea, Vodafone, and BSNL. So these are the different cellular providers. So they may have using different technologies starting from 2G, 3G, 4G. Few are ready with 5G right now. So these are the different things. So only thing why we are concentrating on this is based on these things. So based on these technological improvements can be adopted by our IoT as well via incorporating IP versions, either IPv4 or IPv6 using adaptation. Then we have a serial communications. So many devices within a particular industry or manufacturing industry or utility industries, so they will make use of this serial communication for a faster communicating techniques. So we have some standard format to do with the standard protocols as well, say DNP3 or Modbus. So these are two other example for this one, serial communication. As a service provider is concerned with some of the legacy devices as uses local connections as serial communication. Typically, for example, a router can be set up so that router can be interacted with the IP and encapsulation. so that whatever we connect to that particular router can be covered or can be encapsulated with the router facilities. So this can be run either using IPv4 or IPv6 using socket connections, socket programming as a serial communication. So this is one of the application area. And then coming to IPv6 adaptation layer, one of the important content. So in this case, only adaptation layer for some physical data can be incorporated as a standard IoT protocol. For example, we may make use of Ethernet, P2P, point-to-P connection, point-to-point connection, or Wi-Fi, or Zigbee, or Bluetooth. So for only data link layer and physical layer can be adopted or can be migrated according to our need. So now we may have a wireless personal area network, wireless network in this case also. We may have Zigbee, we may have our own setup. So all these kind of things, our own communication setups, so can be incorporated using IPv6 adaptation layer. So that's why we may have a optimization in IP so that we can incorporate IP in our IoT. Okay. So any clarification, please get back to me. So we'll continue in our next session.